We just had the Democratic Forum in South Carolina. Let's do a summary first. I kind of like the format. I'm surprised that I did. At first, I was like, this is just a series of interviews. So what? I can watch interviews with them anytime. No, it actually gave them a chance to answer the questions in a little bit more full way. It wasn't, okay, you, okay, oh no, I just had time for a talking point. I thought Rachel Maddow actually did a very good job. She challenged them when it was necessary. Hillary Clinton, money on politics. Bernie Sanders on gun control. And Martin O'Malley on his record in Maryland, et cetera, right?
And clothing.
Yeah, and so sometimes a little frustrating from a progressive point of view that she plays devil's advocate and then we don't love the framing. But overall, I thought she did a really great job. I thought we got a better sense of the candidates. I'm surprised at how much I like the forum format, right? Yeah. Okay, now what do we find out through that format? Well, we found out Martin O'Malley's a fake politician, which we knew from day one, but boy, did he reinforce that. Even when sitting next to a human being trying to have an intimate conversation, he was like, and then let me give you another talking point, right? It's like, okay, good. Then we found out something, right? Bernie Sanders was engaging, personable. I thought he killed it. I thought he was clearly the best. And then Hillary Clinton, to be fair to her, she had a harder set of questions to answer because of a record, right? To be unfair to her, her record sucks in some of these issues. On the issue of gun control, fighting for women's rights, children's rights, etc., I think she's done a great job. But on the issue of money in politics and getting money from Goldman Sachs and so many other the issues where she is the establishment, it's not Rachel's fault that it's to her credit that she asked the right questions. Hillary didn't have good answers because there aren't good answers.
Yeah, look, the most important issue, because it impacts every other issue, is money in politics. And the politician that had the strongest stance on that was Bernie Sanders, bar none. All of them had weaknesses. And, Bernie's weakness, in my opinion, was his record on gun control. But it's nothing compared to Hillary's weakness, which is her very close relation to Wall Street. And so her answers on Wall Street and how she supposedly held them accountable by showing up to NASDAQ in December of 2007 and saying, hey, you guys got to stop what you're doing, was a very weak answer. It's probably the worst answer of the entire forum. But overall, in my opinion, Bernie came up on top. I mean, he had the strongest answers. He was the most personable. He was real. He seemed like he was speaking off the cuff, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I wonder, when she went to NASDAQ and spoke to them, then was that one of the $200,000 speeches, or was that a free one? Was that pro bono? She didn't answer that, unfortunately. I will say, because obviously I have specific things I want to say for like Biggest Winner, Biggest Loser. I agree that the forum was surprisingly engaging, I guess. They were able to expand on their answers. It makes less of a difference on the Democratic side than it would on the Republican side, because it's not like the Democrats in the last debate were constantly sniping back and forth. They weren't. They were largely at least trying to give answers that demonstrate a philosophy for how they would govern. I think that they do that in very different ways. I think that Hillary Clinton overall was extremely vague, which scares me because I think it shows that she's not scared. But overall, I did like the format. I think something like that would be good for the Republicans, but unfortunately that right now, with the size of the field, it would take 3.5 days.
Yeah, and besides which, they would never answer the real questions, and now no one would have the nerve to ask them real questions because they cried about it so much.
But I'd like to see like a Megyn Kelly-led forum. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah, well, Trump probably wouldn't allow it.
No, he wouldn't go.
Yeah, because he'd cry too much.